No illusions of control over here. Hi everyone, I'm so happy to be with you. My name is Stephanie Carlisle. I'm a senior researcher at the Carbon Leadership Forum, where I work on LCA methods, data, and tools. But today what I want to use my time to talk about is collective action. So addressing climate change within the construction industry will require us to radically rethink our relationship to building materials, from landscapes of extraction to taking on the reality of manufacturing, construction, and end of life. All of you know this really well. The decisions we make as designers and the practices of the larger building industry have led to measurable environmental and social harm. But this also means that we have an ability to change the system. We also all understand that it's simply not possible to meet global climate commitments and avoid the most catastrophic effects of climate change without radically decarbonizing design, and that we all have a role to play in supporting each other in this effort. So to move towards a truly zero carbon future, we're going to need to do more than simply adopt a few outstanding low carbon materials, though we certainly need those. All of you are aware of this. The goal is actually to radically rethink design and construction on a fundamental basis. Our goal is to make low carbon design accessible to all projects, to all practices, and to all clients. And we need no low carbon design to simply be standard practice as soon as possible. So I think this is about a lot more than just having better tools and data and products, although we certainly need all of those things. And personally, that's where I've spent the bulk of my time over the last decade. We're going to have to learn to break out of practice silos and truly commit ourselves to decarbonization work grounded in collective action. I think materialsCAN is a powerful example of collective action itself. And so this is really the perfect group to kind of talk about that and what that might mean. But what I'd like to offer are two other examples of what this can look like. So the first is the Carbon Leadership Forum at the University of Washington, where I work, which is solely focused on accelerating transformation of the building sector to radically reduce embodied carbon in building materials through collective action. Many of you are aware of the Carbon Leadership Forum and our members, and actually are the foundation of how the work actually gets done. So the Carbon Leadership Forum, if you're not familiar, conducts research, creates resources, fosters cross-firm collaboration, and incubates member-led initiatives. In the last few years, we've watched the Carbon Leadership Forum grow from a handful of green building professionals into a network of literally thousands of architects, engineers, contractors, material suppliers, building owners, policymakers, and trade associations that are all committed to working together at a national level. So as I said, many of you are members, and we'd really hope that what you can do as well is not just get involved, but also help expand that practice group. So over the last year, we've seen an incredible growth, in particular around overall membership, with now more than 7,000 individuals actively participating in the network. We're also really floored by the bottom-up organization of focus areas and local hubs in particular. So we currently have 29 hubs that have sprung up across the US and across the globe, entirely run by folks dedicated to supporting each other, sharing works, tools, resources, and support across their practices and across all levels of experience. So we're working hard to expand our capacity to create a lively and productive space for that collaboration and to support all of you in that effort. The second example that I want to offer might be one that you're not as familiar with, if I can advance this slide. So the second example I'd offer is the recent launch of Architects Declare, which is a network of architects organizing for radical change in the building sector around an intersectional approach to climate, social justice, and biodiversity. And we believe strongly that these topics really need to be addressed together. And I think a lot of the talks today are really pointing to that urge and move in that direction. So the network itself of Architects Declare is non-hierarchical, it's decentralized, and it's democratic. We had our first town hall just last week, actually, and we launched publicly with more than 500 architects, educators, and students from across the US joining together in conversation. And moving forward, the initiative is organized around action-oriented working groups and projects that are open to everybody. So finally, I'll just close out, saying that in addition to supporting the entire design community in decarbonization work, I think we really all need to look outside of the building community as well. and build bridges to allied groups and communities in order to build a powerful vision of a just transition that's good for everyone. Thank you so much.